Hey, I'm here in my very hot house today, looking like a crazy mess, but it's okay. Pen in my hair, don't care. I do care though, a lot. My heart is huge, and I love you for watching this far already. This is a sacred moment. This is a video that I'm making to share a process that I'm going through in hopes to enlighten someone else on their path and perhaps help them get to some of this really juicy life work that I'm realizing is the point. This is the point. So right now I want to talk about healing in the body, healing in the psyche, healing in the past, healing relationships with mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, great great grandfather, great grandfather, great great grandmother, great grandmother, all the way. All of these people that have had lives of magic and of suffering and have made little replicas of themselves and passed down their memories of that bliss and that pain to a new person to go through their life, go through their own experiences, but also have traces of the experiences from their lineage in their DNA. So I had a story about my life, and it's transcending, it's changing into something so much more powerful than I could have ever realized. I want this to happen for everyone. And so you can watch me fumble through my talks as I discover what's going on. And I'm honored that you're here in this sacred video that I'm making, this sacred container to share this very important process that's happening, not just for me, but for everyone. The work that we do in this life with this miracle that we're given of breath and heartbeat and perseverance every day. We have an opportunity to heal everything. This is our chance. This is our life. I'm choosing to have a life where I get to the source. I got to the source. I am the source. We are all the source. It's so obvious. So after a realization like that, what do you do with your time here? When things before that seemed so important are now incredibly small. And they may be important, but there's so much more. I have a job. I have a couple of jobs. I have 3 jobs actually. they are not my main focus when I wake up in the day. I am a tool. I am a human being. I am a piece of nature. So are you. We have a responsibility here to do some real work. Not just work that fuels the economy and commerce. Work that fuels love and spirit and healing. And maybe when there's a tipping point where that currency is stronger, then we won't need to have the same systems as we do now. We don't need to pick up a magazine to see what we should lean towards. So I've been doing some serious work, and my story of my life goes like, the story I'm changing goes like, I was born in 1979, and my parents were really young, teenagers, 16 or 17 or something. And they were addicted to drugs and alcohol. And I came into a very scary, unstable world where I was very confused and I didn't feel like I belonged. And there was a lot of different abuse coming from lots of different places. And then I started to turn the abuse around, to do it on myself. So I didn't have to be with anyone. I could just do it to myself. Depression, suicide, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, sex addiction, relationship addiction, narcissistic behavior, selfish behavior, fear-based behavior, accident, paralyzed, can't walk, in pain every day, no relationship with my family, barely. People who I loved so much are dead. I'm trying as best as I can. And I did. That was my story. That's not my story anymore. There's so much pain weaved into that story. I'm now in the process, after I did get to another side, where none of that is necessary. And my heart is taking over, and I'm honoring its strength and its magic, and I'm honoring where I came from, and I'm honoring the path that my mother was on and that my father was on because of what they went through when they were young, because of their parents and what they went through when they were young, because of their parents, and the suffering and the cycle of repetition from conditioning. It can all change. I am not a mother. I have an opportunity to focus 100% of my energy on myself as a mother, to birth this healing for my mother, for her mother. A long line of abuse and confusion and fear. With the power of my heart, I can send love and understanding to absolutely everyone, and then my story changes to I was born in 1979 by a girl and a boy who had very confusing lives and didn't have encouragement and support and love, and everything was confusing, and they were doing what they knew to do based on their environment, and their parents were suffering and their grandparents were suffering, and that's what they knew. My childhood was full of wonder and mystery and exploration and creativity and tenderness, animals, silence, music, the love that I thought that I wasn't receiving when I was little is just like the love that I thought I wasn't getting a few months ago. It was there all the time. It was there for my mother and for my father and for my grandparents and for their parents. The love is always there. And it's here and it's so strong. And my story has changed. And their story is changing. Energy never dies. I have the power now to heal so much of that energy still here. The magnetic resonance of suffering can now be transformed into understanding, acceptance, and acknowledgement of the love that was always there. And the abuse, and the pain, and the confusion, all built up decade after decade, generation after generation, all inside of me. It's dispelled. It's just love. It allowed me to surrender. All of it. The pressure was so intense for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years building up until it got to me, until I got into an accident and I became paralyzed. And I didn't have children. And I have an opportunity to sit and to have time to go down this road. The pressure has turned me into a diamond. And what was black is now translucent and multifaceted and can send all of this information out from every corner and every sparkle to everyone, past, present, and future. Thank you for exploring this with me. I'm really excited. I would like to know if you have similar experiences, if you're interested in going there to change your story, to change the story of your ancestors, from pain to love. The pain isn't something to take for granted. I honor it with compassion, and I honor my responsibility here now that I've taken to heal.